So this week I'm gonna switch the schedule up a little bit. So usually it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then run on Saturday. But I'm taking one of my sons to college on Saturday morning, so I won't have time to run. So I think I'm gonna move that run to Friday, move Thursday's easy run to Sunday, and then probably skip a run next week, probably Tuesday's run or maybe Monday's run, just so I'm not running 5 days in a row. But I might just make it 5 easy runs or whatever, so we'll see. I'll be in St. Paul, Minnesota, so a lot cooler, so it'll be nice to get some runs in the cool weather there. All right, Friday. I think this is week 4, week 3, I forget. Run number 4, I believe. I've had to switch up the runs a bunch this week, change the schedule. It's because I had to take my wife to school because she was going on a field trip out of town with them, and then so I missed a run that day, so I pushed it to Thursday, and then Thursday's run becomes Fridays, tomorrow's run becomes Sundays. Another thing is I'm traveling to Minnesota to take my youngest son to college, and so that's why Saturdays got moved to Sunday. So I'll be running Sunday in Minnesota, so hopefully it'll definitely be a little cooler. But this morning I was gonna skip today's run, and now I've decided to go out and run. It is 12:30, high noon, and 106 degrees outside, so not exactly advisable or favorable running conditions. Today's just an easy run. I'm probably not going to do the full 45 minutes. I'll probably do the 5-minute warm-up, 20-minute run, and then see where I'm at, go from there. But thought it might just be fun to get out, shock the body a little bit with a little extra heat, direct sunlight. Definitely in the mornings, even though I'm kind of out in the sun, it's early morning, I don't put sunscreen on, but coated sunscreen on today to protect the skin from the Phoenix sun. So let's get it. Additional side note, it's a little humid today. We had some storms last night. Actually got some rain, and that tree there used to be on top of there. So the good thing about running at this time is I probably won't see anybody on the trail or on the canal today. Still going out at a faster pace than I should. Just that initial warm-up, always kind of go out a little too fast. Depending on how I feel, probably do a lot of walking today, just try to get the heart rate up, get some exercise, get a little bounce in the legs. Like I said, probably won't go the full 45 minutes in this heat, in the sun, and probably just do 2 miles, 2.5, maybe 3, and then call it a day. So already mid zone 2, just after 3 minutes. Usually I stay in zone 1 for the whole warm up. When I'm doing a 5-minute warm up, maybe creep into zone 2 right at the end. But definitely the heat's gonna impact heart rate. One thing I've been doing is watching a lot of videos and just trying to research heart rate and whatnot, and seeing, some people, run on feel, run on specific heart rates. Not knowing my max heart rate is tough. Like I said, as I said previously, I think it's about 150. Anytime I've gone all out, like my 5K PR that I ran, albeit it was in December, so good weather here, but it was, I think about 147 was as high as my heart rate got. So obviously if I pushed harder, longer, it's gonna get up, but I think it's pretty close to 150. One thing, I grew up with something called Wolff-Parkinson-White syndrome. So it's where I had an extra electrical pathway in my heart. I didn't know this until 5 years ago. I just thought when my heart raced playing sports that was just adrenaline kicking in and that was normal. I've since had an ablation, so 2 years ago post ablation, or 2 years ago I had an ablation, so in easy pace run 20 minutes. Since then I've only had one episode and it only spiked up to like 150. So I don't even think that might have been just something else. But yeah, my heart rate would jump to about 210, 212, and sometimes stay at that rate for 5, 6, 7 minutes. No matter, what I did. It never happened during like exertion. It was always when I slowed down. So like if I was playing basketball, I'm in the game playing, it'd be fine. And then maybe someone got fouled and they're at the free throw line, my heart rate drops, and then all of a sudden it would kick in or I get subbed out. I actually started running in June of 2023, so before my ablation, and I thought maybe that would help a little bit. I only had a few episodes running, but I told myself if I had 3 instances while running, that on that 3rd instance I would get it checked out and get the ablation done. So one thing I read with the WPW was that my heart my body physiology may have just adjusted to where it wouldn't allow the heart rate to go much faster than like 150 or 160, 170 when I was younger, and as a defense mechanism. And since I had it for 45 years, that's just ingrained, and that's just how my body's adapt, and that's why my heart rate is low, or at least my max heart rate is low. Ooh, hardy. 122, feel good though. But we'll walk to slow it down. So yeah, I'm thinking of doing a lactate threshold test, just to see where my actual levels are. Like I said, with the max heart rate not being kind of in the calculated ranges with formulas, I'm wondering if my zone 2, zone 3, zone 4 ranges are kind of custom as well. So thinking of having that done just to see where those levels or where those zones markers are, so I can kind of train better and get better. Ooh, so walking just for 30 seconds there, heart rate dropped from 122 to 108, so 107 now, so pretty quick recovery. Like I said, just today was just about shocking the body a little bit and showing up. I mean, the easy run was on the schedule. Normally our dog wakes us up. She's isolated to the downstairs of the house, and she starts barking anywhere between 5:30 and usually 6:15. But today she didn't bark till about 6:50. But getting back to just heart rate zones and whatnot, and just trying to figure things out. I mean, for me, the most important thing is just getting out and exercising. So regardless of zone 2, zone 1, zone 3, obviously you don't want to go out and hammer out max rates every day. You know, try to PR your 5K every day, but letting the heart rate get into what I think is zone 3, it's got to be beneficial. In some of the videos I've watched, you know, they actually say for older runners, beginning runners especially, which I believe I'm still considered beginner runner, even though I've been running for 2 years and have about 1,400 miles roughly since I started. A lot of these research or whatever, they talk about, you know, doing your easy runs, building an aerobic base, and it takes sometimes 5, 6, 7 years, and it just keeps getting better and better. Ooh, 125, we'll walk. Of course, racing against Father Time as my aerobic base gets better. Obviously, my age and getting older, there's going to be decreased fitness. So now it's a case of improving, but also just maintaining. So what's it going to take to maintain a fitness level, or improve a little bit? Whereas if I was in my 20s, 30s, getting out and doing this, I would see better gains probably in my aerobic fitness. So, but like I said, main thing is just getting out, showing up, getting some exercise. And as I've said before, I always feel good on days I run, maybe not during the run, but the rest of the day. These guys have got it right. In the shade, just chilling, just waiting for someone to come feed them. Sorry guys, no food today. These guys are pretty domesticated. Ooh, walked and talked too much. Heart rate dropped all the way down to 100. Alright, so now I'm about a mile in. I'm actually going to switch my watch to just the time. Not time elapsed, just time of day. And not worry about heart rate and just kind of run. And if I feel like my breath, like I can only get out a few sentences, or not even a sentence, just a few words, then we'll slow down our walk and just kind of see what my heart rate looks based on feel instead of actual data. So I usually run this pretty much the same path every day, mix it up a little bit. But what's nice is in the mornings, this is all shaded, which is why I like coming this way. There's nice tree line, nice shade. Not today though. Whew. Sorry for blinding you there. I feel like I should just do a time lapse. You guys can just watch me melt over the course of 30 minutes. Back to walking. I could have kept jogging, but when I switched my watch over to time, I was already at 118, and I just jogged a slow, decent pace for about 2-3 minutes. So I know the heart rate's got to be up there. So just walking a little bit. Preventative measures. Like I said, if I can figure it out, I'll put on the screen kind of my pacing, or not pacing, but heart rate, to see, where it spikes, how high it got during these kind of slow runs without constantly looking at the watch. But excited for my travel to Minnesota tomorrow. I'm going to do a progression run on Sunday, and then an easy run on Monday. My easy runs now look like they're going to be 50 minutes instead of 45. So those should be ramping up probably every 2 weeks. And I think there's 10 weeks left in the training plan. Not sure. I think my race, I haven't registered yet, but it's October 26th, I believe. All right, just crossed the turnaround point. Not even sure when I started, so I don't even know how long I've been out here. But it usually takes me, well, if I don't walk, it usually takes me about between 16 and a half to 18 minutes, I think, to get to where I just turned around. So probably around 20 there. So it might be a 40-minute run. So we might end up just doing the 45 minutes time on feet, but definitely not in pace range, and a lot more walking than usual. I also noticed too, every time I hit record and go to start, I usually go, whew. I don't know what that is about. But one thing about recording these, even though I haven't officially posted any yet, hopefully next week I'll get editing and get some videos up, but it's kind of a accountability partner. I know there's times in earlier runs where for intervals I would walk during recoveries, and I'm now jogged them, and part of that's just because ego, I'm on camera, I want to report that I jogged my recoveries. And as I said before, even the jogging recoveries, it's almost my fast walk pace, but just the mental note of knowing that I didn't go into a walk, even if I was doing the old man shuffle, that I kept it up the whole time. My easy run, so I got an easy run on Monday, and that'll be in Minnesota, so it'll be curious to see how low or how long it takes my heart rate to get up into zone 2 and then creep into zone 3. I'll probably think I'm just running that one on feel again, so not just having to watch on time, mainly for that. And also too, I'm not going to bring my chest strap, so it'll just be the watch heart rate, which they say can be off 5 beats per minute, or 5 beats roughly. So sometimes, so I don't know I haven't done any testing to see how it measures me or whatnot, but so that'll be an on feel run probably for those 50 minutes. And then my long easy run used to be on, and that was just 20 minutes run is up, so now we're in the 15-minute optional, so I've gone 25 minutes. So yeah, we'll end up doing the full 45. Since I'm walking, it's going to take me probably 15-20 minutes to get back to home, to the starting point. But the long easy run, last one I did was on a Saturday. It was 80 minutes. So, and now it was supposed to be on Tuesday, but I'm traveling that day. So I'm gonna do it on Wednesday when I'm back here. And it's 80 minutes as well. So I'm kind of curious why the plan pushes it up. The way Garmin plans work is that it gives you your plan a week in advance, so I can see up until next Friday. So I don't know what my usual this Saturday is, an easy run, long easy run or something. All right, I was afraid of that camera overheating. Whew. Another sign that I shouldn't be out here doing this, but I know I said I wasn't going to look at the heart rate, but since the camera wasn't working, I flipped over. I was at 128, and it just now got down to 111, and it probably took like a minute and a half to get there. So the heat is definitely impacting recovery, heart rate. I could probably walk fast and stay in zone 2. So another variable is usually in the mornings I run fasted and no coffee. So this morning, I had my smoothie and a coffee. So I am running with a little bit more energy in my body, and then the caffeine, I guess they say it doesn't make you run faster. It just makes your mind not realize the pain that your body's going through when you start running fast or something like that. So I'm not sure the psychology behind it, but that's why they put caffeine in gels and chews and drinks, I guess, for runners, is so that it can kind of block the pain once you get toward the end of a race and you're grinding out those last few miles or those last few Ks or that last 200. So after that little run, probably 300 meters, I'm not sure. All right, got up to 135, 136. So we'll be walking the rest of the cool down. All done. So did get a 5K in, so did get the 3 miles, just over a 5K. So see if I can get some electrolytes, some liquids in my body, get ready. My 2 sons and I are going to a Diamondbacks game tonight, and then tomorrow jump on a plane my youngest son and head to Minnesota.